Hi everyone, my name is William Lima. I will be helping you with the Urban Footprint app. And so the idea of these videos is to have a broad overview about the software, about Urban Footprint, what the software can do, and how we can use it for our urban analysis. So the idea here is to have small videos focused on specific tools for urban footprint. I intend to have maybe 8 videos, each one from 5 to 10 minutes to explain those tools. This first video probably will be a bit longer because we are going to have this big overview about the software and about its main functions. So to start, we go to UrbanFootPrint.com and we are going to log in. And we are going to log in as analyst. Okay, so if you already logged in Urban Footprint, you will see something like this screen. If you don't, you need to insert our credentials that you probably received through your institutional email. Um, so the first thing we are going to do here is to create a new project. And to do that, we just click in this blue button here, create project. Before that, let me show you one thing that's important. In Urban Footprint, you can see all the projects from everyone that is within your institution. So if you click here in the general location analysis, we can see all the projects from everyone. So be careful with that. Make sure you are not working in the wrong project. And when creating your own project, make sure that you name it in a way that you can find it easily if you need to return later. Okay, so here we have all the projects that are done inside our institution. So let's create a new project. We click here, create project. Uh, we need to give a name to our project. So I suggest you to use your last name. For example, I'm gonna use Lima tutorial 1, something like that. Um, you can insert a project description. It's not mandatory. You can do if you want to. We are going to use the land use planning button here. We also could use the general location analysis, but this location is more for broader analysis in the state or even bigger scale. In our case, as we are talking about urban analysis, we will use the land use planning scale. In this scale, we are using parcels as our element of analysis, so it's more adjusted to the scale that we are going to use. Um, then we are going to define our project area, our location. Okay, so here we can just type the location we are working with. So for example, I'm gonna use Boca Raton as a location, and as I start typing the Boca Raton in the box, it already shows me the option to select Boca Raton. When it says it's a place, we can take place as something similar to a city. Okay, so I can select Boca Raton here. Just for example, if I type, for example, Miami, we have different types of locations for Miami. We can work with the Miami-Dade County, for example. We can work with the Miami metropolitan area. That's what CBSA stands for. So Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach metropolitan area. We can work with unincorporated areas inside Miami-Dade County. It finds other Miamis, Miami, Arizona, for example. and all that have Miami in the name, like Miami Beach, Miami Gardens, and things like that. So we can use different types of locations for our project here, and we can select depending on the type of analysis we are doing, right? So, but let's stick with Boca Raton as our place. Um, we can also upload a polygon boundary. If we have this polygon in other software, we can upload it here and it will be used as our area. And after that, we should define a context area. This is not mandatory to, you can, it's optional, but it's useful to have this context area around our project area. So in this case, I'm going to use the county as the context area. So I'm going to use the Palm Beach County as the context area for my project in Boca Raton. After that, you can click on create. It will take some time, and then it will load your project area. So here we are with Boca Raton. And now let's take an overview around the screen. So at least we're going to see the basics here. So here we have the map, the interactive map. It's pretty similar to Google Maps. So you can move it. You can use the mouse wheel to zoom in, to zoom out. You can pan. You can move it to wherever you want. And you can tilt. You can use a 3D view to tilt the map if you want to. Some sorts of analysis you can use like a 3D view to show the analysis. You can also change the base map. So this is kind of a gray map, a gray base map. You can use the satellite image as your background. You can use, let's see here, minimal land light, terrain, schematic. You can have no base map at all. Um, it depends on the type of analysis you are going to do. So, and also it depends on the colors that you are going to use in your map. So you can always change the base map. Also, you can add some more information to your map, like for example, the place labels, it's already on, the city labels, the roads, so it's gonna show the name of the main roads, and also you have the 3D buildings options. You can activate, and if you tilt it to the 3D view and go close to one area, you can see the 3D buildings on the screen. You need to be careful with this option because sometimes it's not very accurate. The height of the buildings are not correct, but maybe it can be useful depending on the type of analysis you are doing. Once you are in the 3D view, you can also tilt, you can also rotate the map. If you click on the north arrow and drag, it's going to rotate the map. You can also zoom in, zoom out, and do whatever you want. If you just click on the north arrow, it will put the north upwards again. So other information that we have here. So in the left panel, we have the layers option, and you can see that we have the project area, the context area, and the base canvas. Everything that are black, it's actually being visible, and if it's gray, it's not visible. So we can show and hide the layers by clicking in these eyeballs here. So I can, for example, turn off the base canvas, turn on and turn off the project area, turn on and turn off the context area. Um, the project area corresponds to the limits, to the boundaries of Boca Raton in this case. So, for example, it's the only layer that's turned on, so we can see just the outline of Boca Raton. The context area is pretty much the same, so we can see the outline of the county, the West Palm Beach County. And the base canvas has all the other information that we are going to see down the road about our project area. Uh, we have the layer button here. We have the map button here. It pretty much shows the map without any other panel being visible. We have the build button here. We are going to use the build button for create scenarios for a project. That's something that we will talk about later. And this is the main function of UrbanFootPrint, to create scenarios and to explore different scenarios depending on what you are proposing for the area. We have the analyze button that's going to create some analysis based on the scenarios that we created. For example, land consumption, energy use, water use, and walk accessibility. And we can create those analyses. And once we created those analyses, we can create reports about that. We'll talk about that down the road too. But this is the button that shows us the possible reports and the statistics that we can have with our project. And once we run the analysis, we can have a lot of different reports, and this is very interesting in this software. So going back to the layers, sometimes it takes some seconds to load the map because everything is on the cloud here. Okay, nothing is in your computer, so sometimes it depends on the server availability. So sometimes it takes a few seconds to load the screen here. So going back to the layers, this is pretty much like a GIS layers structure, like we said. So everything is dark here, so everything is visible. So the context area in this case represents West Palm Beach as our context area and Boca Raton as our project area. So, and also like in other GIS softwares, we can change and we can organize the order of visualization of these layers. So you can just move it above or behind the other layers to change the visible hierarchy of the layers. So in this case, for example, now the contest area will be shown above the project area. So maybe this is not the ideal, so let's move it back to down the project area so we can change the order of the layers too. And again, you can turn it on and off if you need to see what's beneath or what's above the layer that you are working on at that moment. So again, it's very similar to GIS. You can change the style of the symbology of the layers very easily. So for example, if we click here in the base canvas, this is the layer, this is the database of our project, and we go to style, we can see all the symbology and all the classes and all the information that this layer has. So for example, the basic canvas, it has in the land use category L3, it has all these different types of land use, and these land uses are already being displayed in the map. So if let me close this analysis mode analysis modules here. So if I get close to the map, I can see all these different colors representing these classes that are in the land use category. Okay, and if we click here in the data table, let me expand this. We can see all the information that are connected to these features, to these symbols here. So, for example, the geography ID represents each one of the parcels that we have in Boca Raton. And down the table, we have all the information that are related to that parcel. So, for example, the gross area, the intersection density, the land use category. What else we have here? The name, the number of retail service building, or the area of the retail service building. The parcel area, no use parcel area, net area. I mean, every information that is connected to that specific parcel is in this table, and we can select those informations to be shown on the map. So let me close this data table. So if I select another column here, for example, we can use land use summary L1. We have different information being displayed. So for example, for land use, the higher the number, the higher the level of the detail in the information. So for example, for land use summary L1, we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different land uses. But if we go to land use type L4, we have a lot of very specific land use types. So for example, in land use summary L1, we have only the residential as a class, the residential use as a class. If we go to the L4, we have different types of residential use. For example, high-rise residential, or garden apartment, or mid-rise residential, and so on. So we have a lot of detail in the information, and you can select what works better, what fits better for the type of analysis you are doing. And also we can go after other different types of information. For example, we can go after population, and now we have different classes in terms of number of people in each one of the parcels, and we can see that the map will update to display this information. Or let's see what else we have here. Employment. If we click on employment, then we are going to see the number of jobs for each parcel in Boca Raton. One important thing to have in mind is that in UrbanFootPrint, there are two different places you can go to obtain the information. So the first place is this one that I have shown to you. So you can use the base canvas, and you can use the columns and classes that the base canvas has already available. Or you can go to this blue button and you can add some other information. And you have two options here. You can upload a layer with the information that you want. The UrbanFootPrint works with GeoJSON. You can upload a shapefile from some other GIS software. You can upload a CSV document. I mean, it can upload information from other sources, or you can add some other predefined layers that UrbanFootPrint has already made available. So for example, you can go after some other information here, like for example, dams, or libraries or natural gas prices. So it's important to see that some of the information will be available straight from the base canvas, but some other type of information you have to add to your project. And you can add by using a predefined layers, or you can upload some other layer that, from some other source that you have. And it's important to see that they uh, they are different types of information. So for example, if you take a look at the base canvas, you see that you have a column for parks. Let me find here. Uh, Inside the land use category L3, you will have, I think it's in the L4, I'm sorry, L4. You'll have a class park, and this class can give you the information of what are the shapes here of parks inside Boca Raton, but that's the only information you have here. If you need more information about the parks, you can add this specific information from a predefined layer. So here in the layer manager, for example, if you search for park, we have here parks. This is information from 2023. And this information or this layer has not only the polygon, the shape of the park, but also the name of the park. That's something that the base canvas it doesn't have. So we can add this information in our project and use this information, for example, if you want to create a map showing only the parks and the parks names inside Boca Raton. Uh, So the last thing for this first video, I want to show you how to export a map. So we have two ways to do that. So we can just click in this camera here, and this is going to export a quick map snapshot. And it's going to be a very fast and simple map that will be already downloaded to your computer. So we can open the map, and we can see that's a pretty basic map. It's like almost like a print screen of the software. But we can also export a map using the information that's being displayed on the screen. So for example, in this case, we are creating a land use map. Okay, so let's use the land use summary L2, for example. And then let's export this map. So we just click on export, and it opens this screen. And here we can select we can make some adjustments for this map. So we can change the position if we want to. We can change the scale. We can zoom in, zoom out, and it will already update the scale in our map, the scale bar in our map. As you can see, it already creates the legend for our map. And if we change the map, if we do anything with the information that are being shown in the map, it already updates the scale, the legend. We can change the for portrait or landscape for our paper, and it will try to make a better fit of it depending on the type of paper you are using. Let's stick to landscape in this case. And also we can change the size, the print size. And if you use the 11 for 17, probably you will get a better result, as it has a better proportion between among the elements in the page, the legend, the north arrow, the scale bar, and the map content. Uh, Here you can select, you can change you can change a lot the legend. It's pretty much automatic, but you can at least select what layers you want to be shown in the legend. So for example, maybe we don't want to have the project area and the context area in the legend, just the information from the base canvas, just the land use summary. So we can remove that. You can add a title to your map. So for example, uh, land use, land use map Boca Raton, for example. You can add a logo to your map. It came as default the Urban Footprint logo, but you can upload a new logo, or you can remove and don't have any logo in your map. And here you can turn on or off the north arrow and the scale bar. And once you are happy with your map, you can click on export. And different from the quick map snapshot, this will run on the background. So the exporting map is something that will be running on the background, and once it's done, you will be notified that you can download the map. So maybe it will take a few minutes or a few seconds. It depends on the size and the amount of information that you have on the map. And after it's done, it will give you the option to download the map and save it to your computer. So let's see if it finishes by now. Oh, the map export is complete. Click here to download the results. So now we can download. And now we can see the map in our computer with the legend, the north arrow, the scale bar, and all the information that we selected. And of course, it depends on what you are going to do with the map. If you are going to use other software, maybe to create a board or something like that, maybe you don't want to have the legend in the same image. I forgot to show that to you. So you can have the legend on page, you can have no legend, or you can have the legend as a separate file. So you can work with those informations in a different way, depending on what this information will be used for. And also, I think, you can select the type of image that you are going to export. Probably you're going to use PNG, and you can select the resolution. If you need to print the map, probably you want to have a higher resolution. If it's going to be displayed on a screen, you don't need to have such a high resolution. So I'm gonna end here this first video. I don't want this video to be very long. So we will have other videos focusing on other functions of Urban Footprint. So this one covers only the main aspects of the app. And so I see you in the next video.